Hi all, I purchased this smart label maker on Amazon. I just wanted to do a quick review of it for you. I've used it now for a few weeks and I just thought I'd share my experience of it with you. Okay, so let's jump in and let's take a closer look. So let's get the label maker unboxed and I'll show you what you get supplied in this particular kit. So you can see there that you get your user guide, you get the printer itself, and you get a charge lead there as well. So you can purchase this with additional rolls of labels. The labels can be purchased in different sizes and different colors as well. So yes, you can get blue, pink, yellow labels. I've just gone for white because I'm just labeling up a switch, the ports on a switch, but my wife has now started using this to label things up in the kitchen as well. It's so practical. So yes, this is rechargeable. So you have your little charge lead here, a USB-C connector on that end that just plugs into the side and you can charge that up, unplug it, and then that becomes completely portable so that you can take this around. So I was labeling up a switch up in my attic, and all I did was take the printer, take my phone, I put the app on. The app is good for both iOS and Android, and I was able to print all of the labels that I wanted in a remote location. Really fantastic. So let's have a little bit more of a closer look at the printer itself. So you have a little viewing window here which shows you how much your roll of labels is left. You power on by pressing and holding this button here, and then you get your indicator light here. So let me show you how you load the actual labels up. So I've just pressed that again, a long press to turn off and a long press to turn on. So to open the printer, you have this lever here that you just pull and that slides open like so, and you can see there that I have my roll of labels in there. So what's great about this printer is it's inkless. So it is a thermal printer, and you can see the thermal print head there, which is really great. So these labels are not going to run if you're using them for things in the kitchen, for example, and the labels are readily available. So some labeling machines out there, you can purchase them, you get a single roll of labels, but when you try to find a replacement roll, they're very hard to locate. But as I mentioned earlier, you can buy these labels in different sizes, and you can also buy them in different colors, and they are readily available on Amazon as well. So to load up is really, really straightforward. So you have a little label here, which you just take off like so. It just helps you to release that off like this. Let me just take that off completely. So just remove that off of your label. So just do that from the other side. So just take that guide off there, like so. And then all you do is you just pop that in this way round. So I'm just going to show you that up close so that you can see. So you open up with that lever, you pop your roll of labels in like so, and then that will just come over the top, and then you just close down like so. So what you have here is a tear where you can tear the label off here. There's a where you just pull up and you can then just tear that off. So to get this set up, really, really straightforward. So on your phone, you just need to enable Bluetooth. So this is Bluetooth enabled. So I'm just simply going to power that on by holding the power button down. We've now gone green because it's detected that we have labels in place. And then I'm going to start scanning, and you can see there that it's picked up my N12 label printer. So I'm just going to click that. And there, we're done. So you get some really helpful little guides here. You also have your instructions here as well. So if you press this, you'll get your instructions. You can create a blank label from scratch here, but you also have some templates there. And just look at that, absolutely fantastic. So this isn't just text. So if you're labeling up jars for gifts for people, say if you've made some homemade jam, you can use this to label them up and add some design and some images to it as well. It really is fantastic, and there's lots of really great templates there, so you don't have to start from scratch. Really fantastic. So you can also, if I just come back up here, I'm just going to go back. You can also scan as well for your scanning labels. You can add barcodes. There's all sorts of things that you can add onto this. So let me just go into a new label and I'll show you some of those. So the current labels I have in at the moment are the 14 by 40 millimeter labels, this first one here. So I'm just going to use that. And again, we're getting some helpful tips here, and I can just simply type here what I want my label to be. But I can also add in here lots of different things. So I can change the font, I can change the content, I can drop down and add barcodes, QR codes, images, and just a whole host of things such as icons, lines. If I'm not using a template, I can essentially create my own label and create my own template as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come into the label here and I'm just going to print something. So just double tap and then you can just simply go in and edit that text. Okay, so to edit the text, you would simply just double tap on this and then I can type in the wording that I want. But a single tap there will allow you then to move the text around the label. You could add another line here as well. And you can also drag this bigger and smaller as well. So let me just show you that. So I'm just going to zoom in a little bit because I'm doing this upside down. You can see there that I can just drag that handle and make the text bigger or smaller to fill the label if I wanted. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. So the app does work exceptionally well. It really does. This is one of the better apps in terms of labeling machines. I'm just going to reduce the size down a little bit there, pop that in the middle, and then what I'm going to do is just show you how you change the text. So just going to click off, double tap, and you can see there your keyboard comes up there. So I'm just going to type the word coffee. Yes, okay, so I've got coffee beans there, so I can position this now on my label where I want it. I can make it a little bit bigger, which I'm going to do. Okay, and that's absolutely perfect. Center that up like so. There's lots of tools here for aligning as well, so you can just automatically align this in the center. But I'm just essentially going to do that for now. So I can save this if I want to reuse it at a later date. But what I'm going to do is just hit the print button here, and you'll see what happens. I'm just going to click off of that, click print. There's some options here as well in terms of the thickness, whether you want it light, medium and heavy. So remember, there's no ink on this. It is thermal printing, so none of this is going to make any addition to ink usage or anything like that. So I'm just going to leave it exactly as it is. So you get a preview here of what your label is going to look like, and then I'm just going to hit the print button. You can see that just positioning like that, and then we're done. We're basically printed. Okay, so as you can see there, it's now printed my label exactly as I had it positioned here. And then you have your little tear, your little teeth here on the edge of the printer, just to allow you to tear that off in case you don't want to use this label straight away. And then you would just simply peel that off and then stick that on your jar or whatever you're using it for. It really is as easy as that. And you can see that the definition of the writing is super, super clear. So not just text, you can have images, you can have icons. This is rechargeable as well, which is fantastic. This is high definition printing at an extremely affordable price. Super, super useful and practical, this little mini label printer or label maker. It's available on Amazon and it comes highly recommended.